Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying millions of years into the past to answer a huge question. When did our ancestors first become hunters? The image of early humans as mighty mammoth hunters is super popular. But is it accurate? Let's find out. For a long time, we thought our early relatives, like the Australopithecines who lived over 3 million years ago, were just scavengers. Picture this. They're small, without sharp claws or fangs, living on a savanna filled with fearsome predators. It makes sense to think they survived by grabbing leftovers after a lion was done with its meal, right? They'd crack open bones for the rich marrow inside, a clever survival tactic. This was the dominant theory for decades. It painted a picture of our ancestors as opportunistic, but definitely not at the top of the food chain. But recent discoveries have completely flipped this story on its head. In 2023, archaeologists in Kenya found a massive collection of stone tools alongside the butcher remains of hippos and other large animals. The incredible part? These artifacts are dated to around 3 million years ago. This pushes back the timeline for tool use and large animal butchery by hundreds of thousands of years. We're not just talking about smashing bones for marrow anymore. The cut marks on these fossils show systematic defleshing. This was organized, planned processing of a huge animal. So what does this mean? It suggests that even our very early ancestors, possibly the Australopithecines, weren't just passively scavenging. They were actively taking apart giant carcasses. Whether they hunted these massive animals themselves or just confronted other predators to steal, their fresh kills is still a hot debate. Either scenario requires incredible bravery, teamwork, and intelligence. Imagine a group of small hominins coordinating to drive off a pack of hyenas from a hippo. That's not scavenging. That's a high-stakes confrontation. This evidence forces us to rethink everything. The ability to acquire and process such a massive amount of meat and fat would have been a game-changer for brain development. That high-quality nutrition is rocket fuel for growing a bigger, more complex brain. It's possible this behavior is what kick-started the evolutionary journey that eventually led to us, Homo sapiens. It wasn't just about survival. It was about thriving and setting the stage for the dawn of humanity. These finds also change our understanding of early social structures. A hippo is a massive food package. It's too much for one individual. This implies that these early hominins were sharing the food, which points to complex social bonds and cooperation. This wasn't a free-for-all. It was a community effort. They were working together, sharing resources, and maybe even laying the very first foundations of culture. So, while the classic image of the mighty mammoth hunter belongs to a later period, the story of our origins is even more fascinating. Our ancestors might have started small, but they were bold, clever, and cooperative from very early on. They weren't just waiting for scraps. They were actively shaping their own destiny on the dangerous African savanna, taking risks that literally fueled the growth of our minds. The first hunters might not be who we thought they were, but they were far more impressive. What do you think? Were they brave hunters or expert confrontational scavengers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's an amazing puzzle, and every new fossil gives us another piece. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the deep past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.